Oh my gosh.
And now we're done with the show.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why I was doing that. That was just weird.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Witcher Roundtable. We're
What?
talking about The Witcher.
What? When did that happen? I haven't played that.
Oh my gosh, Ben, I didn't tell you that game almost destroyed me. So I told you how mean it is with choices, right?
Yeah.
And I gave you a good example of like, hey, no matter what you pick, you're effed. Sorry, chat room, minor Witcher spoilers coming. Nothing crazy. It's a side quest, but
Oh my god, not a side
I
quest.
guess the advanced warning anyway. So I'm doing this quest, and it's about this Jarl who has a demon that is haunting him, basically.
What's a Jarl?
Like a Norse leader. Like in
Oh.
Skyrim. You know how there were Jarls?
Right.
It's exactly that.
Okay.
Literally exactly that. So this Jarl he thinks the gods are speaking to him. And
Are they?
no, definitely not. Because they're having him like mutilate himself.
Well, maybe they really like that.
Well, that's what he thinks. So Geralt initially believes that it's the spirit of his brother haunting him because he was very jealous of his brother, and they went out on a sailing trip together, and the brother drowned.
Oh.
And so a lot of people were like, "Oh, I don't know." Yeah, exactly, drowned with quotation marks, right? Well, Geralt agrees to put the spirit to rest, and he does what he thinks will take care of that. But when he gets back, the spirit has told the guy to take out one of his eyes. And so Geralt realizes, all right, well, crap, it's not the brother. So then he discovers that it's this creature. I can't remember what it's called, but basically it acts as a shadow. And it's a demon, and it latches onto people who feel a great deal of remorse and sadness, and it feeds off of that, like a symbiote.
Okay. I know symbiotes.
Yes, you're familiar with symbiotes. Symbiotes seemed way cool until Bo pointed out that a symbiote would have to go into Peter Parker's butt.
Yeah.
And then it got weird. So, anyway, so basically the way you get rid of this type of demon is there are two ways. You either have to go to the place of power and you have to survive the night, and it's going to assault you and attack you, and you may not survive the grief it's going to put you through.
Okay.
Or you have to trick it into latching itself onto a better source of guilt. And but it can't be genuine, because if you genuinely feel it, it'll just feed off of it, and then, you know, it's just moved. So it has to go to somebody who feels genuine guilt and terrible, but it turns out it's okay. So the other thing is obvious, because this is the case, you can't know what the plan is, because if you know it's fake, it's fake. So you're in there trying to figure out how you're going to do this. And you also, it's revealed that the creature can present hallucinations. And he tries to get Geralt by showing him Geralt's daughter, Ciri, and being like, oh, look, she's in danger, she's in peril, she's hurt, and you didn't protect her. And Geralt's just like, I know this is fake. And she melts away. So you're sitting by this fire, and all of a sudden the woman who's helping you get rid of this demon comes running in holding the child, the like newborn baby of the Jarl, and says, Geralt, throw it in the oven. And the Jarl's chasing after it going, don't, please don't, please. And you have like 2 seconds to decide if you throw the baby in the oven or give it back to the Jarl. What do you do, Ben?
I throw the baby in the oven.
Yeah, I threw the baby in the oven. And
Because you're like, what the hell?
And the baby's crying, and then the dad screams and starts pounding at the door, and he can't get it open, and he can't get the baby out, and the game is not quick to tell you what has happened, and I'm sitting there thinking, this is exactly, like, next thing I know, the mom is going to come walking in and be like, I don't know how to get rid of this thing. Because it's been so evil with the choices that you make. Thankfully, in this case, it was the right decision. The baby was safe. Okay. Although it did annoy me that they didn't explain how the baby was safe.
Okay, so what happened?
I don't know. The baby was just okay.
Was the oven just not on?
Maybe there was a hole in the back. Because, like, a dude just walked out of the room holding it.
I got the baby.
He's like, I got the baby right here. It was like a really good magic trick, but nobody wanted to. Okay, Alessandra, who said she played it, says the baby wasn't real. It was a real freaking... Wait, where'd she get a fake baby? It was crying and stuff.
They sell those. She was throwing her voice. She was going... Ah, ah, ah.
Well, I did feel guilty for murdering the baby and realized I hadn't, but I don't know how... This is the Witcher universe. A fake baby would be made of, like, hay and leather.
You know, okay, so here's the thing. I now have access to a sound clip of you saying, well, you know, I did feel guilty about killing the baby, and I'm just going to get that and save that and isolate just that.
Good. Good, good, good.
Thought you'd like to know that.
We need that. The baby is a Targaryen.
Yeah, you know what? That's a possibility. Did it have, like, white hair?
Hold on, I'm gonna Google it. How did the baby not die in The Witcher? The number one result. So wait, whose baby did I throw into the oven? This is a great discussion. Trapdoor. How do people not get this? What do you mean, how do people not get this? What, did the baby perform a magic trick in there? And now I'll slip through the magic door in the back.
Well, yeah. That's how that works, you know.
I don't know. I don't know how it happened. People are saying he got it through the other room because it's connected.
Maybe.
But I didn't see that there was a trapdoor or anything.
Oh, changing gears really quick. So Alessandra asked us if we tried the Taco Bell triple double crunch wrap. I haven't.
I have not. That came out right at a time that I shockingly swore off fast food.
Oh, nice.
So I haven't been... Well, that's not entirely true. I did cheat one day.
Well, John, I think that you'll be happy to know, and the rest of our listeners will as well, that the Mac and Cheetos no longer exist.
I'm real happy. You want to talk about expelling a demon?
Well, I don't think it required you to throw a baby in the oven.
It might as well have.
You just dropped some kids off at a pool instead.
Yeah, there were 2 demons to be expelled.
Okay, so before we start, do you think it's Rhino's theme?
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to what?
Rhino's theme?
We're going to say Rhino's theme.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay, cool. I just have to remember that as opposed to something else.
I wonder if it's, like, there's a wrestler called Rhino. But
do you think it's his theme?
Hold on, I need to know, because we might not keep it if it turns out that that's actually his...
Is it spelled the same?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Doesn't say where the name comes from. Let's see. No, I don't think it's the wrestler Rhino's music.
Okay, so we're good then.
we're probably safe.
Okay. Good.
Not that I
Okay.
have anything wrong with the wrestler rhino necessarily,
Well, no.
except
He
he's
just
got oddly tiny arms.
see whenever you say the wrestler Rhino, I just think of the Rhino from Spider-Man. That's all I can figure.
Oh, no, it is spelled different. Never mind.
Okay.
He spells
So,
it like an actual literal rhino.
oh, so I was kind of right. I was a righto.
I want to know what's up with his arms.
Hmm.
I'm going to put a link in the chat, and you all tell me what's up with this guy's arms.
Did he skip Arm Day?
It's not that they're not muscular, it's that they're not proportionate. It's like somebody took one of those sliders on a character creator and just moved it all the way to the left.
So, like, all the way short?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's because the chest is too big. It makes the arms look disproportional. If he did more in his forearms and like biceps, then I think it'd work better.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that he's wearing like a onesie.
Yeah, no wrestler should wear a onesie. All wrestlers in onesies, maybe an exception for Andre the Giant. Big mistake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it's just like one long t-shirt. That's kind of what it looks like, actually. And that's gross.
I like the chat immediately going to large man with less large arms. Look, I agree, but the result is the same. The arms are disproportionate, and all I see when he's running around is little tiny arms. They're still probably bigger than my entire body, but that's still small compared to him.
Hey, baby arms. We got you a new partner. Regular sized arms.
Baby legs!
That's the sound I make when I run. Or it was a woo, woo, woo. Whatever.
Here's the official word from Alessander. Put this to bed before we start. Geralt put the baby in the oven, but there was a false panel in the next room, and the woman opened it and took the baby back out.
So that's why she like gave you the baby and ran away so that she can get it out of the false panel.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, that's not right, because her friend, not her friend, but the Jarl's aide is the guy who comes out with the baby, so he would have been the one who grabbed it.
Then they figured it out and did it, and you just weren't in cahoots.
Yeah, I couldn't be in this case. I needed to feel guilty. I felt guilty because I was convinced some real dark stuff was about to happen.
Well, you know, when someone hands you a baby and they say, put it in the oven, I mean, if they seem like they had real conviction in their voice, maybe you just kind of do it.
Yeah. This is why The Witcher's effective in an area that, as much as I love the series, Mass Effect isn't. Because if Mass Effect had top option, put the baby in the oven, bottom option, give baby to guy, I would immediately know, okay, I am safe to put the baby in the oven.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
here. In here, everything's bad. It's all bad. This is the one time it turned out okay, but the dude still, like, chopped off his arm and cut out an eye, so...
And of course, at this point, I just keep thinking of Con Air, where Nicolas Cage says, you know, put the baby or the bunny back in the box.
Put the baby back in the oven.
And with that, I think it's about time to start the show.
Chili's baby back ribs in the oven.
I actually sang that on Battle Pets earlier this week.
What? Wow, it's coming up twice. That's exciting.
What's up with that?
All right. We should do a show, Ben.
Yeah, I think so.
For realsies.
Trulies?
Trulies?
Trulies.
What's that from?
Jedi Outcast.
This is why we should always have a guest, because when there's a guest, we feel some sort of, like, need to keep the show somewhat on schedule and on track. When it's just us, we're like, we can talk for 20 minutes about The Witcher. Why not?
Well, to be fair, you talked about The Witcher.
Yeah, but you participated. You're an enabler.
That doesn't work.
The chat room joined in. There was chat participation.
That is true.
They're enabling
so
as well.
1 out of 19 thought it was a good conversation because they participated.
Yep, there we go. Stop giving out our chat numbers. All right. Ben.
I'm saying currently.
Ben.
There's more than that.
How are we starting this thing?
You know, I do it every other time. You just do some sort of funny intro, then I'll do my normal, like, welcome to Azrael's Roundtable. It's time for the show.
Okay.
Or, you know what? Since we're going to have the new theme, how about I just kick us off with, welcome to Azrael's Roundtable, episode 174. My name is Ben Bumhofer, and with me, as always, is John Jagger. How's it going, John?
Hello, Ben. It's going well. It's going very well. You know why it's going well?
Because you haven't turned on the video stream yet for people to actually see us in the really cool
have. Jokes? There's a delay. You need to trust that I know what I'm doing. You need to trust.
Oh, there it is.
Where's the trust?
I was just looking for that GIF because,
you know why it's great, Ben?
I do.
Let me tell you why. Because I've played a crap ton of WoW.
Oh, I know. Well, see, here's the thing. Before we even get into it, I think that there is something that needs to be said.
I agree.
Does it involve Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay. I think that we need to send out a huge thank you to Draven Dresden, as well as the rest of the Hygel Volunteer Fire Brigade or Fire Department. They got us Moosen.
They did. We have moose. We have flying moose.
We have many moose.
And that's awesome because I did not think I was ever going to get that mount. They brought us in. We got carried because...
Oh, yeah, did we get carried?
I sure as heck wasn't an acceptable level to be there.
Well, you did much better than I did, actually. I think that just goes to prove that those fights are a lot easier on melee.
Actually, I think it goes to prove that I'm a better WoW player, but you can, interpret things many different ways. There's a lot of ways to look at things.
Oh, okay.
Some people say up is north. They're wrong, but they say it. So, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. I was doing mechanics, and I still died because of AoE pulses and stuff. You probably got healed by a lot of AoE healing, and that's all I'm saying.
Sure. I mean, I died in the first, 2 seconds on the first pull, and then I was like, oh yeah, I remembered how to play WoW, and then I did okay after that. But, I mean, my eye level going into this raid, this heroic Archimond kill, was not high enough to do LFR Hellfire. It was too low for it.
You did say that your eye level was higher than mine, though, right?
By 1 point.
Yeah, that's right. Good job.
Yep. So, yeah, it was great. That was an awesome raid team, and that was super cool of them to have us and to put up with us. And
I mean, we were schlubs. We didn't contribute.
We were. We didn't do anything. We sat there and got carried. We got carried.
Some fire was thrown.
I did participate in the fight, sure. Mm-hmm. I was alive for 90% of Archimond, so that's was good. DPS, but it was not a lot.
Yeah, much better than me. I was doing the mechanics, and unfortunately my health pool and my armor was not good enough to actually help soak the damage. So it's like, hey, I'm soaking bleh. So I'm like, oh, I'll just watch the rest of this. This is cool. But yeah, thank you very much. The entire team, you guys and gals, are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And like John said, it's something I never thought that I would get either. So you made dreams come true.
Yeah, it's true. Now I feel ready for Legion.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm actually surprised at how much that little tiny bit of story to get the moose actually kind of helps contribute a little bit to it.
It does. There's a significant tie-in. While we're talking about story real quick, I'm just going to dance around a topic because I need to be a little bit careful with it. But I'm going to say up front, if you hear what I'm about to say, and then you go looking into what I say, and then you think about what you've looked into, and you spoil something for yourself, that is now on you.
Does it have to do with a comic?
No, it has to do with a piece of architecture in a main city that is cool, but notably empty at the moment, because perhaps the reason it was built is not phased into the game yet.
Oh.
I went there and I was like, well, this is a bit of a spoiler.
I think it has to do probably with the comic that I was talking about. So, Blizzard's been putting out these, really cool, like 10-page comics and stuff, kind of leading up to Legion and everything. If you don't want spoilers for Legion, do not read the 4th comic about Anduin.
Oh, really? They talk about that in the 4th comic?
I don't know, because I don't know what you're talking about, John.
Well, let's just say Anduin might be involved.
Well, let's put it this way.
Oh, crap. I'm pulling a Scott where the more I say, let's just say, the more blatantly obvious the spoiler becomes.
Well, no, you know what? If you really don't know, that's good enough where it's like, oh, well, something's involved with this character. So we'll just leave it at that. But, yeah, totally spoiled it. Like, completely. I mean, granted, you know what? I'm not even going to dance around it anymore. So we'll just say, if you're looking for spoilers, do not read that 4th comic.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go read the 4th comic.
I know you are. Story-wise, though, that Gul'dan video was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, they need to do more stuff like that, which is what we said before Warlords.
Yeah, I totally dug that. I mean, everybody knows I've got a little bit of an orc man crush on Gul'dan at the moment. Just because, like, he's been awesome every time he's shown up recently. It used to be, like, a character that kind of annoyed me. I didn't like him. And then all of a sudden he started getting really cool portrayals everywhere that he showed up. And I was like, oh, man, Gul'dan's all right.
Well, as I saw on Twitter today, someone pointed out that this isn't like Azeroth Gul'dan, prime timeline Gul'dan.
No, that Gul'dan's a skull.
Yeah, exactly. This is the Gul'dan that was created in Draenor, and he led a very different life. So he's pretty cool.
He's all right. I don't know which one's in Heroes of the Storm, but he's okay too.
Okay, well, that works. That's what matters, right?
He doesn't need a cane for some reason. So, who knows why Heroes of the Storm Gul'dan went evil, because he's doing okay.
Well, see, here's the thing. He doesn't have a cane because people would just assume that the next character to come in who would walk with a cane would be Kain.
Deckard Cain.
Yep. Exactly. So anyways, you said that you've been playing a lot of WoW, huh?
Yeah, a lot of WoW. I have a feeling that this is going to be the dominant topic for a lot of WoW podcasts, and sometimes we shy away from that. But this week we're going to embrace it, because I feel like we need to talk about our experiences with whatever classes we've played, because they have changed so dramatically that that's all I kind of want to talk about, is just, man, how crazy this experience has been, kind of rediscovering these classes. And I'm going to start with the one that surprised me the most, which is Fury Warrior.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, spoilers, I knew about that before.
Yeah,
but
you did.
Really?
You know what? You faked that really well. I'm really pleased with that. But really, John, tell me more. Fury Warrior, you don't say. Yeah, that one, it caught me off guard because I've never been a big warrior player. It's always been because I tend to be more of a melee-focused player. So it's always been something that's on the radar, but it's never been super high priority. And I got in there and started playing it, and pure fun is how I would describe the class. The rotation's really good. The new animations are amazing. The sound work to it just makes everything feel heavy and like it's hitting really hard. It's exactly what you want from that sort of thing, and it felt super fast-paced.
So are you saying that instead of boosting my shaman, I'm going to want to boost my warrior?
Well, that's the other thing, Ben. I also played a shaman.
What?
on our moose run. That was not an intentional transition, I don't think. But if
No,
it
it actually
was, you're on
wasn't.
fire. Which could have been a transition for you, but we'll come back to it.
Oh,
I played Enhancement Shaman, and I don't understand that rotation at all. It seemed very confusing and weird to me. Probably because it was a boost. And so all of a sudden I was in the deep end just going, I don't know, there's buttons and they're doing stuff. And
yeah, there's less buttons, so that's a plus. Right?
I went to Icy Veins and it's like, here's your skill priority list. And I was like, okay, good. And I'm reading through it and I'm like, I don't know what any of this means. There's too many things. So
Aren't there supposed to be elements involved somewhere? I'm a shaman.
but I'll say this about Enhancement Shaman is, man, do the animations for that look cool. Specifically, there's a lightning effect that just, every time I cast it, I feel like the coolest character in the game. Every time.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where they've really, really nailed it, is with the animations and the spell effects and stuff like that, because I mean, that's what needs to sell that you are powerful in this game. And both for Fury Warrior and Enhancement Shaman, that's what was coming across.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I can go into like way big depths because of raid last night. So we'll get to me later. So class-wise and everything, what else have you played?
So
Like, did you get in on the rogue? I know that you've been doing it in LFR. I don't know why I wanted to call the beta LFR, but I know you've been doing it in beta. So
yeah, so I did play my new Outlaw Rogue, and it's going to take some getting used to. There are some things about the Outlaw Rogue that I really like. There's some things that I'm not overly fond of. And probably the biggest one is their new finisher called Roll the Bones, which is basically this: when you build up combo points, you cast it, you're going to see a big animation of some dice rolling, and then you get a buff.
yeah.
It's a very cool concept, but here's where the problem starts to come in.
Is it because of a dice roll?
Yeah, imagine that. Turns out, dice roll. So, I don't remember. I may get some of this information wrong, so fact checkers, just be on the lookout. There's going to be some stuff here for you. But I believe there's a potential 6 buffs or so that you can get from it. It's all random. You don't get to pick what appears. There is one you definitely want. There's one that's pretty bad. And everything else is kind of middling.
Okay.
So it's this weird rotation if you're trying to get ideal DPS numbers of trying to get the one you really want and maybe being okay with the ones that, you know, are going to give you cool things but not the most ideal. And basically what you're looking for is, there is one of the abilities reduces your cooldown as you build combo points for Adrenaline Rush.
Okay.
So it's Adrenaline Rush is one of your bigger cooldown abilities, and when you get this buff, all of a sudden this large cooldown can drop under a minute if you do it right, which is big.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the mechanic. And I like it in theory. In practice, I felt like I was spending way too much time babysitting it. Like, staring at it, thinking about it, trying to decide if I'm happy with what I got, trying to decide if I need to roll the dice again. Just kind of, it became a big focal point for me. And I don't know if I love that. Because in fights, when you have to put it into practice, you have to move, you have to dodge, you have to be thinking about other things. You really don't want to be sitting there thinking, now, is this the most ideal buff for me in this case, or should I roll the bones again? Should I keep fighting? Like, it's already somewhat difficult to decide when going through a rotation, okay, do I want to use this attack, or do I want to, spend that point somewhere else? I think Blizzard knew that people were going to struggle with this, and there is an alternative. You can get Slice and Dice to replace Roll the Bones. Then you have just a consistent speed buff that's going to always be going that you have to then keep up. But everything that I read on Icy Veins and min-maxing and all of that said it is suboptimal. In fact, it's not very good. So you're sacrificing a lot to basically give up that mechanic. But I kind of want to because I don't know if I love it yet. So I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to end up liking it, if I'm going to stick with it. The other thing that I will say about combat rogues, outlaw rogues, is that
They're combat.
So Killing Spree is a talent now. And
is that the one where you jump around like to targets and attack the crap out of them?
Yes.
Okay.
So in the past, Killing Spree, basically what it did is it teleported you immediately behind the target, and then you hit him, and your character just kind of fell. It's kind of like if you teleported like maybe 2 feet off the ground and then just fell to the ground. And you just did that 5 times in a row. So your character just kind of went and just like did this weird little fall animation. It was very stilted. It looked really kind of janky. And now the new animation, your rogue disappears in a puff of smoke, then teleports way above the character coming in, or the enemy character coming in at an angle with a trail behind them. And then as they make contact, they disappear in a puff of smoke again, and then come in from a completely different angle flying sideways until the move's completed. So they're just teleporting all over the place, leaving these cool streaks in the air. Looks amazing.
So basically you're Nightcrawler.
Once again, not the optimal choice for talents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and this is what I began to realize is my one problem with the changes to the talents is I'm kind of happy that they got away from toothless talents that don't have an impact.
It's like, well, you can have this ability to run faster, or this ability to move faster, or this ability that lets you just teleport.
Right. I didn't like that. But now I'm faced with the dilemma of, now I think X is cool, but Y is statistically better. What do I do in that case? And that's a tough choice. So I'm gonna struggle with that because I really like Killing Spree. I think it looks super good. And the ability, I believe, I could, again, fact checkers, get on it. But I believe the ability that I'm taking instead of it is a passive effect of just as I use combo points, I generate more haste building on myself. And there's nothing exciting or cool about that at all. So it's a tough call with stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, really quick, going back to Roll the Bones, first of all, it's a cool animation to see. Yeah. Absolutely love it. Welcome to the world of previous expansions fire mages. You always have to gamble on if you should hit combustion now or not, because when you hit combustion, it applies this huge debuff, but it's always based on the debuffs that are currently active on the target. So sometimes, like in the past, you can get like maybe a 4K, just dot that's ticking down. And then if you had waited 2 more seconds, it would have been a 10K dot ticking down. It was something that you're constantly juggling and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons why early in the expansion, fire was just totally destroyed because you couldn't get those good buffs going because you didn't have the crit to really stack it all up. So I get that. And then also, trying to kind of babysit it and figure out when the right time is and everything, and if your cooldown's up, because I've used combustion, and then a minute later in the fight, I'm at like a 16K, debuff on it. I'm like, oh my god, this is perfect, but I've still got 2 minutes left, and that's going to drop off before I even come close to trying to be able to hit it. So I get that. Here's the thing. Fire mages don't do that anymore, and it's fantastic! It is so good!
I've heard very good things, so what has your experience been?
I haven't had a chance to do a whole ton of mage play just because Tuesday we took my sister out for her birthday for dinner, so I didn't really get to do too much. And the time that I played was all wardrobe stuff. Wednesday was also a busy day, didn't get to do a ton. Yesterday was raid. I healed in that, so didn't get to do it a ton. But I did get to play around with fire a bit while I was setting it up, and then as well as on the Moose run. And I gotta say, it's great. Not only are the effects just, it's what I wanted for so long. And I know I've mentioned it on, previous episodes about the beta and how fire is just like dancing everywhere. And I mean, if you kill something, there's a chance that the mob's body will just be laying there on fire after it's dead. How cool is that?
That is super cool.
It's so awesome. So awesome. But the way that they've changed fire mages is, I mean, crit is still important because that's how you're going to be getting your high DPS, but it's more hot streak, procs and everything. You want to make sure that you can throw fire blasts as much as you can. And it's great when you get your artifact weapon because you're actually throwing phoenixes as well as pyroblasts pyroblasts and everything. It's just
very
so cool.
Different ending to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets when Fox flies down and Harry just grabs it and throws it at the basilisk.
Three times. Anyways, it's really cool. Combustion, I think now it's just a 10-second buff that like either doubles or triples or whatever. It's like you will get crits, like just hands down. Everything you do is a crit at that point. So then you can, again, that's like your big cooldown. You're throwing pyroblasts all over the place, and big change. So it's not entirely dependent on luck anymore. It's just kind of dependent on luck, but you're not gambling as much. So it's pretty cool. And I mean, it's great, John. It really is. I can't wait to actually set up Alania's bars and get out there. Like, I'm going to go into Tanan. I'm not going to bring my bodyguard, and I'm just going to blow up the zone. Like,
I mean, yeah, blow it up.
I'm going to be able to. I'll just walk in and just be all like, one cast, and the entire zone is just on fire. Like, that's how powerful and good fire mages feel right now.
That's pretty good.
Well, it's so great. So great.
Pretty good.
And, like, seeing that in Raid last night, I was incredibly jealous. But at the same time, it was cool. It's really neat. Fire mages, man.
So, with you saying that you were in Raid, I'm guessing that means you got time on your monk as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
so tell me about the monk, because I also put the abilities on my bar of my monk.
Okay. Well, before we do that, I gotta say, I was watching Morgrim last night in Raid, and that grappling hook looks awesome.
Oh, he went outlaw.
Yeah. Oh,
interesting, because he told me he was gonna go. He was thinking of going assassination because he didn't want to lose Shadow Step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was bummed about Shadow Step last night, but I mean, he was zipping around on that grappling hook, and
he took grappling hook, huh?
Oh yeah. It was great. And I told him I was jealous. I really was.
And you know what? Here's what annoys me. I've spent months complaining about grappling hook. And so I was reading the Outlaw Rogue guide. Again, I guess we're just going to, pimp them all night. But Icy Veins. And they said, recommended grappling hook. And I was like, bullshit. And then I read the description of why you take it. And it's like, grappling hook is just incredibly awesome. I mean, it's one of the coolest abilities in the game. And I was like, are we playing the same game?
Oh, that's great.
What universe is it better?
Look, all I'm going off of is that I was an observer. And he was zipping around, using it to get the places faster and stuff like that.
You know what? Let's not say zipping around, because it's got like a 7-hour cooldown. That's be exaggerated.
Well, when he used it, all I saw was his chain go shh, and then him go whee. It was cool.
All right, maybe I'll try it again.
That's what I'm talking. You're not going to be happy with it, John, because you're not swinging around the city or like using it like Widowmaker does and going up onto ledges and stuff.
It doesn't go on ledges.
I know. Like I said, you're not going to be happy because it doesn't do that. So you need to like break that concept out of your mind, and then maybe you can have fun with it.
He should have called it a really big jump with a chain.
It doesn't work out that well. You know what? Okay, if there's anyone out there who can write add-ons, please write one for John that all it does, the only thing it does, is on the rogue talents, it changes grappling hook to really long jump on a chain.
And then, okay, well, geez.
If that happened, would you be happy?
You know what, though? So, it was funny. While we were playing, or while we were doing the Moose run, there's an ability that Archimon does where he throws you way up in the air. And you can mitigate it with certain abilities. And I was like, oh shit, grappling hook would totally work in this instance. That was the first thought I had, and I was kind of mad about it.
Oh, and you weren't even on a rogue. Which, by the way, I'm really proud of you for making a character that wasn't a rogue, like, first out of the gate. So, good job, John. Well, you get props for that. You know,
I made Kyvera.
Yeah.
The Pandaren Shaman.
Yeah, and I was on Xiao Yushi, the Pandaren Mage. Yeah. Because it's as neutral as you can get.
Exactly. Because even when I'm an Alliance, I'm Horde.
Yeah. So anyways, raid last night. First of all, the changes to raid are great for our team. Granted, we didn't get all the way through Hellfire, but we started from the beginning, kept moving. And the only boss that we had some issues on at first was Kilrog, and part of that was because it glitched out on Medi. It's great when one of the healers gets a glitch that says that she's standing in the blood when she's not really standing in the blood and constantly has to heal herself as opposed to the rest of the raid team during the fight.
Exciting.
Yeah, so we wiped. But second attempt, we were able to get through it and everything like that, and it was great. But so here's the thing. You walk into Hellfire, and if you click on like the mobs and the bosses and everything, they deal 40% less damage and they have 50% less health. It's like, that is a huge debuff, right?
Right.
Well, we have a huge debuff on us as well because everything's tuned towards having artifact weapons and if we were 110. Yeah. So that's kind of what they did with that. That's how they balanced it out. And it finally felt like it is where it should be for our group. Like, I don't know if, like, how different the heroic version was, because, I've never really rated heroic. Who knows what mythic's like? But for our friends and family group, raid actually felt like it was supposed to way back when we were doing Siege of Orgrimmar. So that was pretty cool. So we get in. I have my bar set up, and for Healy monks, I basically have like 6 buttons that I can use as a heal, as opposed to kind of like. Well, actually, I kind of had about the same as well, but you use them entirely differently. So, like, what I would do in Raid is I would toss out my Renew, which you hit one person, and then it splits off and goes to 2 other people as well. So one cast means that it's on 3 people, and it's just, constantly ticking up. I can do that about 3 or 4 times, and then there's another ability called Uplift where you basically make it pop, and then everybody gets more healing out of it and stuff too. So, I'd have it on 12 people at once, and I pop it, and boom. So I was always topping the charts. It's really different now. So now, almost everything I have is you actually have to stand there and cast, and then you actually put a heal on someone. And then the way that the monks work is you have a healing stream going from you to them, and you're just constantly throwing like health at the last person that you cast a spell on, which it's kind of cool if you're a tank healer because, you're constantly healing the tank. And it's really nice because the way that they have changed mana, there's no spirit anymore, so there's no mana regen, like, more so than you should have.
Right.
So while I'm doing my little like Healy beam, I'm actually regenning mana because I'm not actually actively casting something.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I didn't really have any issues with mana last night until like we were in, the Kilrog room, and I'm like spamming my kind of AoE that I have and stuff like that. So it worked out pretty well. But so here's the thing. I had some of the most fun in Raid last night than I've had in a long time, like a really long time. And, we've been raiding that content for over a year now.
Yeah.
So that says something right there. Like the way that my class works now, it was something entirely different. Everybody who was in there was learning their roles. We were learning really quickly. Sasori was in there on her holy priest, and she was just nailing healing like she wasn't before because of all the redesigns. And they realized that a holy priest should really be focusing on one or two people and throwing, supplemental heals here and there, the rest of the time, because that's what they're designed for. Medi was on her druid, and she was just destroying the place with her AoE heals, and really helpful and everything as well. I was not destroying the place like I used to at all, but a lot of that is because I was doing more supplemental, like fixing the band-aid, as opposed to trying to top them off beforehand, because it's the design of how the monk plays now, at least my understanding of it. So my entire focus has shifted. It's so different, but I like the playstyle. It's kind of more of what I was used to way back when I was healing in Final Fantasy XI. So I'm doing much better at that than I thought I would with the switchover. So I've still got that. I've got a really cool explodey I put my hands up in the air and then fireworks shoot up and land on people and heal them AoE, which is cool.
Nice.
There's one ability that I have that I freaking love, except someone told me something and it made me so incredibly sad about it, and it's a talent. So at one of my levels, I can choose the healing statue, which is what I had before, where you throw a heal down, and then whoever you're doing your Healy stream at, it's also doing it at, or no, what it was before was it was a smart heal, so it would jump around to whoever needed it most.
Right.
Now it's whoever you're doing your Healy stream at, it does it at as well, at a 50% loss. So it's 50% more healing on that target.
Right.
Generally, you do that if you're the tank healer or something like that. So you have more pouring out, because the way that I'm playing, I'm constantly switching targets, so it's not going to be that effective. So I got to switch Spirit of Chi-Ji instead. It's a lot like the Spirit of Shuin, the Shuin, whatever, the white tiger that runs around.
Yeah.
Except it's a little red Chi-Ji that runs around just like super duper fast. Okay, think Egbert, but on 10 times the amount of crack that Egbert's on.
Wow.
So he runs from one person to the next, just all over the place, just zipping around and healing them. Except no one else can see him.
Oh, that's sad.
That's just the worst thing.
Well, so, sometimes you got to do things that only you will enjoy.
I know, and I'm just sitting here just laughing my ass off, because it's just he's just healing everything and running around. It's so spastic. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm going to give you all the bird. And I hit the button, and I'm laughing, and everyone's like, what? Because they see nothing. So I'm just like, I promise, guys, it's really cool.
It's awesome. You can't see it, but it's awesome.
Yeah. But,
so wait a minute. They let everybody see the roll the bones animation, but they don't let everybody see the little guy?
Yeah, the bird running around just healing everybody.
That's kind of sad.
It really is.
Roll the bones is kind of distracting.
It's like, oh, what'd he get? Oh. But, yeah. So seriously, I had the most fun I've had in Raid in a long time. It felt really good. I think I've got a good feel on it. I really need to look at Icy Veins and everything like that, and actually look at, what are they called? Rotations. Because I kind of didn't really too much. I just kind of, read the descriptions and went off that because, that's what you do. So, yeah, I'm really liking the changes to the to the monk and the mage.
The monk and the mage.
Yeah, they're both really good. I'm really looking forward to getting artifact weapons for them, because, it just adds so much more to your character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool. What else are you thinking of trying next? Do you see yourself trying another class or getting into a new class? So I guess I should preface this by saying part of me playing so much of this Fury Warrior is that I'm actually leveling it from 90 to 100. Mm-hmm. And so that's what has kind of got me playing it more. What about you? Is there anything you're going to play, try to level, or do prior to us kicking it off at the end of August?
Well, the hard part is that I have so many alts right now that I don't really want to take the time to really, try them out, because hunters are cool. I really enjoy them. But that is definitely more of a solo kind of run around and just level and have fun kind of thing. Like, I have no end goal whatsoever for that. So that's not going to be a focus of mine. Even so, I'm going to do Beastmaster just because I enjoy collecting the different pets. Who'd have thought, right? I have my Paladin, which I would kind of really like to do tanking, but the problem is that in Legion, I really want to do the Ashbringer quest. So it's like, looks like I'm going Ret, even though that was my tank for forever. So,
you know, I think that you've identified like one of the problems with Ashbringer being one of the weapons. Now, I will say during one of the Q&As that they did, they actually called out the Paladin specifically, although I think they were talking about the healing Paladin, but it could have been the tank as well. One of the ones that wasn't Ret, and they kept calling it out, saying it was one of the best story quests that they had played. They couldn't believe how good the story was, and that they hoped other people would jump in and try it because it was just amazing and it felt really good. But man, that's a tough choice to say, nah, I'm good on Ashbringer, don't need it.
Well, and I mean, you know me, I like to be able to, fill in any gaps that are needed depending on whatever we're doing. If we're running old content and we need a healer, obviously I'm going to have a healer. Obviously I'm going to have a DPS. And normally I would have a tank, which is my Paladin. But I really want Ashbringer.
Yeah.
So it's a bummer. And the thing is I've thought like, oh, well, eventually I'll be able to, do both of them. But at just the start, I'm probably going to pick up Ashbringer, level with that for a bit. Once I have the ability to get the second one, that's when I'm going to get the sword and shield. I just hope it doesn't put me at some sort of deficit, which, who knows? We really don't know how that's going to go in the rest of the expansion. So that's a bummer.
I'm thinking because I also have a high level Alliance Paladin. I might just eventually decide, all right, I'm going to just level that up. Because I've always, for some reason, Paladin's never been a main, but it's always been like one of my primary alt classes that has always followed me up. And so, I don't know. I'm going to definitely want to try it. I'm very, very curious about those quests. But I've always kind of liked that fantasy of sword and shield together, and that's always appealed to me.
That's exactly why I chose it. Exactly why I chose it. Although I do have that like upgraded version of the Bulwark of Azeroth, so it's going to be kind of hard to be all like, yeah, let's go with a different shield now. Because, I mean, I'm a Tauren, so it's the size of me.
Well, you can always transmog it back.
Yeah, but the artifact.
Yeah, but the artifact is the Bulwark of Azeroth. Like,
yay! That could work.
Tell yourself your own lore. Just be like, well, hey, it's the Bulwark of Azeroth. I ran Black Temple a gajillion times trying to get this stupid thing.
No, I have the upgraded one that comes out of the salvage crates.
Oh, well, I found this in a box.
I found this
artifact level.
Well, that could work.
Wait, what makes it upgraded?
It's like a high-res version.
Oh. What else did they do that to? I feel like I heard this and forgot it. It was information I got rid of. Did they do it to anything else?
They probably did. I have no idea, though. Maybe all the that starter stuff, because, I mean, the monk, at least the Pandaren monk, starter clothes and everything, you can get those from the salvage yard and things like that. So,
okay.
I have more to talk about salvage, but that's, we'll get to that. So anyways, Paladin, I've got my Priest, which she's going DPS because I like the idea of insanity as a, resource just because.
Yeah,
I haven't touched her at all, but I'm just like, that's kind of cool. So do that. Then, of course, I have my Druid, which I boosted, which I boosted that with my free 90, and I haven't really touched it. So, but, okay, so you're talking about the warriors making me think that I might want to boost my warrior. Even though the entire plan for my 100 boost was to go to my shaman. Because, again, the Doomhammer. I want to do that storyline.
Well, yeah.
Plus, there's a pet in the shaman order hall that I have to get.
Oh my gosh, Ben, you have a problem. What pet?
It's a pure white Frostwolf pup. And its name is Snowfang, which is what I named my Frostwolf pup. Like, the day I got it years ago. So, I have to get it. I might pay for a boost and do a warrior. Damn it, John! Why are you tempting me? But anyways, no. Well, the thing is that shaman. I played around on the beta for a bit with it, and I really liked it and had fun. And just kind of playing around and leveling it was fun. So it's probably. I mean, that's what I'm going to be using that on. I might be doing, some beta work with the warrior when I get, after the show, and take a look at that and see how cool it is.
It's fun, man. I dug it. I mean, like anything, you kind of have to figure out what the rotation's going to be, but
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I can't be bothered with key bindings in WoW.
Oh, really?
For some reason, it's super difficult for me. Like, for Heroes of the Storm, I'll bind, keys like nobody's business. Probably because I'm only dealing with so much. And now that they've changed it, maybe I can get into that with this too. But there is one key. I have one spot dedicated to middle mouse button. And I always, every class, I try to decide, okay, what's my middle mouse button ability? And for Warrior, it's Charge, and it's just so satisfying. You just kill something and then look at the next thing and charge. And you can talent it to where you get 2 charges of charge.
What?
And it has a shorter cooldown. Or no, it has a slightly longer cooldown, but you have 2 charges of it. So
you choose that no matter what.
You almost have it all the time, and it feels really good. I like it. I like charging things. It's the same thing as like Death Grip with Death Knight. You want to be able to use that all the time.
Yeah, just going from one thing to the next to the next. Yeah, makes sense.
So it's just fun. It hits really hard. I mean, the ability that you're saving up your resources to, and when it procs is basically you do 5 hits in succession, and it's not some like quick, just like, you did 5 hits. Like, they do full on big swings and arcs, and there's a cool animation to it, and it sounds super cool. I really like the transmog I have for my Orc Warrior. I really went into the realm of Berserker. I went to where she doesn't look like crazy armored, because to me that's what speaks Berserker. It's not like, oh, they sealed themselves up in a mini tank of armor. Like, to me, the Berserker is the one that's running in there like a barbarian, just like, I don't care if you cut me, I'm gonna cut you first.
See, I see that, but then I also see what was his name, Pwent from the Drist books.
Oh yeah, who just
runs in and
shook on people. Yeah. Oh, that should be a Mortal Kombat fatality. The way they described him, he just sticks himself to you and then shakes. What a fighting style.
That'd be good. But yeah, oh man, I'm gonna be playing around with the Warrior, so thanks for that.
Yeah. I think I'm going to get a lot of people to try the Warrior, and I think that's a good thing. I think people should try it. I was just working on my Paladin before the start of the show. I've heard it feels very similar to what Ret Paladin was before, which doesn't surprise me, because if I was going to say one thing about all these changes to the classes, is that I feel like they used Ret Paladin as something of a template.
Yeah, I can see that, because I mean, we had that episode about talking about the fantasy of the character and everything, and with what you're saying about the Warrior, how like each swing is a heavy, hard swing and things like that. And I know that when I was playing around with the Frost Death Knight, it was very similar in the fact that it's like, I am just this force of pain for anything that I'm coming against, and just seeing the different animations of like the dual wielding Frost Death Knight just swinging down at a angle, cutting things in half and stuff. I mean, they've done such a good job with that in this expansion, and I am looking forward to when it actually like fully hits, to see everybody doing their own stuff and just getting the right feel for everything.
Yeah. Ben, I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I may have spent hours writing up character lore and backstories.
Yay! One, because John, you need to write more.
I know.
Like, what's the big phrase? You should be writing?
Yeah, tends to be what they say.
Granted, your horror work is some of the best that I've read, partly because I don't read a lot of horror, but also because it's really good. You are able to branch out. And I've read some of your work with your characters, and yay, I'm actually really excited. Hopefully you'll share some of that at some point.
I can.
Good.
Probably won't go in the main show, but if people in the chat are interested at some point, it might pop up at the end of a show at some point. Because, man, it is fun. I can't help it. When I get into WoW, this is immediately where my mind goes. This is how you can tell I'm excited about WoW, is all of a sudden John's like, let me tell you what's going on with these characters, because stuff's going down. And it's exciting. So that's how I know where my excitement level is with Legion. Ben, you alluded to opening a gajillion loot crates.
Yeah, so I had about 500 stocked up. I mean, that's like minuscule compared to some of our friends who, have been saving them for the year. Well, maybe not that much. I think Tet is going through something around 5,000 or 6,000, I think. Something like that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so good news is I have 80 boxes left. That's all. But the thing is I've got it set up because my monk is the one who actually had the salvage yard. She's been saving all this stuff up. She has so much bag space at this point because of the wardrobe feature that I've got, just the the 16 slot one that, they give you because they can't change that anymore. 3 hexweave bags, just all empty. So I take like 2 or 3 boxes, put them in one, just go through, start opening them. Anything that Pandalani can use, I either right click, or if she's already done it and I've learned it, I set it aside. And, I just stand next to the salvage thing. I start sorting things. It's like, okay, the paladin could do 2-handed weapons. This goes here. My hunter does mail, goes here. So, I've got it all set up. It works out really well, and it's surprisingly really fast. I got through probably 300 boxes while I was editing Battle Pets before the show started.
Let me ask you something real quick.
Yeah.
Is there a quick, easy way to tell if I've already learned a pattern?
Yes.
Okay, this is information that needs to be known, because let me tell you what I did, and this sucked. I went through, I knew that you had to have equipped it.
Yeah.
So I was fine with void storage because everything in there has to be soul bound.
Yes, exactly.
So I knew I could clear out void storage, no problem. But for everything not in void storage, which was basically an entire huge bank full of items, I equipped every single one of them before selling it.
Oh my god, John.
It took a really long time, Ben.
Well, let's put it this way. Draven Dresden already said it in chat, but I'll say it too. It's Can I Mog It? It is the best add-on right now. Because, John, here's what happens. You have something, you mouse over it, the tooltip either says learned by or from a different thing, so meaning, it has the same appearance, or can be learned by another class, or has been learned by another class. So you even know because you know the rules, right? So, okay, you're a paladin, you can wear everything.
Right.
But you can only transmog plate because that's what you're supposed to wear. So if you have a cloth thing on your paladin, you'll mouse over and it says, can be learned by another class. You know it's cloth, you send it to a priest, a warlock, or a mage, and then, boom, you log in on that character, equip it, boom, you learn that pattern.
So you have to be able... So if I equip a piece of leather on a paladin, I'm not unlocking it for my leather users.
You are not.
Okay. Crap.
Yeah, that's... Please tell me, did you soulbound a lot of stuff that's not in your wardrobe now?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I can get all that stuff back. The only stuff I was worried about was the quest stuff, which they gave you, so it's fine.
Yeah. So are you the Fabulous?
No. Not yet, I don't think. I don't know what I'm missing.
Probably shirts. That's what a lot of people miss.
Oh, right. The stupid shirts. Yeah.
So
I think I had like 2.
I had 2. I had Precious's ribbon and then one other one. I don't remember what it was. John, just go to the Argent tournament, buy all of the racial shirts, go to the guild vendor, buy all of the guild shirts.
Okay.
Boom.
That's all
15.
it takes? All right, cool.
That's all it took for me.
Awesome. I will do
And
that.
then I sold them all back as soon as I learned the patterns.
Who
So,
wears shirts?
our peers.
Oh,
I think that's why it's 15. As opposed to, like 100 or 200 back items or something like that. I don't know. But I will say what was really fun is I went from my least played characters all the way up to, my most played. And I would open up the achievement panel and then watch the bar just go bloop, bloop, bloop as it's like loading everything in. So I'm like, oh, am I going to get this achievement? I'm at like 98. Wait a couple seconds. 99. Oh, shing, achievement. I'm all, yes.
So all you get is the title, right?
Yeah. So you would be Eos the Fabulous.
Well, we're not going to use that one.
Well, okay. So on the scale of things, is it better or worse than Jenkins?
Better.
Okay. I agree with you. What is your current title right now? Do you know?
Probably Lore Master Eos. It tends to be what I default to when I don't know what to pick.
Yeah.
Oh, but it could be Eos the something blade, Shadow Hunter, Shadow Dark, Shadow.
Dark Dirk.
I don't know. There was one that I was like, oh, well, this is a rogue title, and I picked it.
I'll look you up.
So it could be that. But
right now, you are Eos of the Nightfall.
That's it. That's dark, right?
And if you look you up on World of Warcraft, you're like, there's a silhouette there.
Oh, that's it? They don't show my gear?
No, they show what you have equipped, but it's just a black silhouette. I wonder if that's for everybody right now.
They don't have the...
they don't have it all loaded.
They don't have the integration yet.
That's the same.
Oh, yeah, it is the stupid black silhouette. That sucks.
Why am I Alanya of the Undercity?
Oh, look at you.
I normally don't do that.
Might have to change what I have for your story, now that I know that that's what you are.
Yeah, no, I'm changing that. And right now I have Pandalania of the Frostwolves. Yeah.
So... Usually I don't worry too much about titles. I like them, and as anybody who's listened to the show knows, it's the thing that I think they need to put more of in the game on a regular basis because it's awesome. But the only character that I have that specifically really has a title in mind is my character that is named Revendon. I just figured I needed a character with that name because I use it enough. Like, I should probably have it.
Probably.
And so, because of that, with Revendon being a surname, I used the matron title before it.
Perfect.
So, that's what I do there.
Good job. Let's see, another add-on that is being talked about in chat is Legion Wardrobe. Apparently that does the same thing, or something similar. So, yeah. But man... I'm so excited for Legion to come out. Did I tell you that I finally pre-ordered it?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I went to GameStop to get my physical collector's copy because I'm a sucker.
You know what? Live and let live, man.
Yeah.
One day, though, Blizzard is going to realize that there is a way to make the physical version almost indistinguishable from the digital. Why they haven't done that yet is beyond me. Blizzard, let me tell you about MP3s.
Or PDF files.
Like, we live in an age where everything that's exclusive to the physical could be made in a digital form. I'm not going to claim that it's better. If you can't probably see it, but on these shelves behind me, lots of art books. I do understand the love and desire to have a physical art book. I like it.
You draw on them.
But at least give us the PDF if we do the digital. Why not? Like, it's better than nothing.
Like, I'm paying so much more for the soundtrack. I mean, I love the art books, don't get me wrong, but I'm paying so much more for the soundtrack. I don't need... Okay, disclaimer. This is coming from someone who bought the collector's edition for Overwatch because I freaking love Overwatch. I don't need a statue. I want the soundtrack. Which was released like the day after, and I could have just bought it.
Yeah.
But I will say that the Soldier 76 statue is pretty badass, so I'm happy with it. I'm really glad I got it, actually.
I'm really excited for this soundtrack. I caught myself the other day on the character select screen sitting there, and I was just sitting there and I thought, man, what's going on? This music is great. Why have I not noticed the music in this game before? And then I realized, oh wait, no, it's playing the new music for Legion because it's now playing the Legion title music. So apparently I like it way more because I actually stopped to go, oh, this is really good.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like nothing against Russell Brower and his team because they make great music. It's just nothing in Warlords called to me. Nothing.
No,
I mean,
Khadgar's voice called to me.
and he said very, very wrong things to you too.
Yeah, he did.
So, okay, Wrath of the Lich King, that's almost everybody's favorite. I mean, Grizzly Hills is like the example that everybody uses. Yeah. Cataclysm had great music to it. Pandaria had absolutely fantastic music to it. And then Warlords came out, and like I listened to the whole soundtrack a few times, and like usually if I'm doing anything while listening to the the WoW soundtrack, like so many different songs, or at least like phrases in a song like really cry out to me. But I had that issue with Warlords where it just didn't. And so I'm really looking forward to Legion because just the opening music is like blowing my mind away, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Man, Warlords did a lot of stuff that I didn't like.
Sorry, I will confess I got distracted by the chat.
Right.
So, anyway, that was my one little aside about the music. That chat's been on fire tonight.
It really
has. I just want to say, chat's been really killing it. The problem with this episode is that the chat's been real good, and the other problem is that I don't know about anybody else, but I'm in love with the animated GIF we're using for this episode, and I can't stop looking at it, and it makes me want to laugh every time I see it loop. And it has been incredibly distracting, and I did it to myself because I'm the one who picked it out.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have self-sabotaged. But Ben, we are now talking about animated GIFs in the chat, which means we should probably start to call it an episode.
Yeah, I agree.
Before we do, though, I think you need to tell people where they can find you.
The best place actually to find me is definitely at Ben the Mage on Twitter. You can find me there. I do stuff, talk about things on other goings on, like Battle Pets, which is a show I do with Eludra. Geektopia. Oh my gosh, John. Okay, so did I tell you what we were doing for Geektopia last week?
No, you did not.
We did a commentary track for the 1990 Captain America.
You did tell me you were going to do that.
It was fun. It was really fun, and it is really dumb. The movie may not be for you. Even the commentary track might not be for you, but I recommend just checking it out because we had so much dumb fun with it. Dude, Captain America steals a car.
Well, yeah, America.
Yeah, exactly. America. Definitely check it out. Other than that, though, I do a stream of Mass Effect stuff. I didn't earlier this week. I'm probably thinking maybe I'm going to do it after the show. Otherwise, possibly tomorrow. Not sure yet. But that's my stuff. John, what about you? Where do you reside? Well, no, actually, don't tell them that. Where can people find you? Can also be kind of creepy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking for me for various and nefarious reasons, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at John_Jagger. You can catch me on this show. You can catch me on Core! Talking about Heroes of the Storm. We record that live every Tuesday night, assuming drunks don't hit electrical poles and blow out the internet. And when that happens, we record it live Thursday night instead. Yeah. And so
I was kind of bummed out for you that night because I know that you were really looking forward to it.
I was. It was the night I tweeted. I'm like, oh, I'm so stoked. We go in about 10 minutes and then just death. But we record that as part of the Experience Points show, which runs from 6 to 9 Pacific Standard Time. And you can catch that live at twitch.tv/frogpants_Scott.
Scott.
Scott, Court.
I guess that works too.
Scott Court, Coral.
Scott Core.
That's it for me, I think. I believe that's it for me.
So here's the funny thing. If you want to follow us on Twitter, as in, the show, you can go to Azeroth RT. Our website has all of our episodes on it. That is AzerothRoundtable.com, as well as on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, on Alpha Geek Radio. You can hear us at all those places. It's pretty cool. So I haven't been looking lately, but, give us some shout outs on iTunes. It helps us, spread the word, spread the magic. Let's see what else. Oh, if you have any questions, comments, you want to tell us how awesome or how horrible your class is now, go ahead and send those emails to AzerothRoundtable@gmail.com. And last but not least, our new intro music contains excerpts from Rhino's theme by Kevin MacLeod, and you can find more of his music at incompetech.com.
You did real well for how much that changed. So thank you, everybody, for joining us on this episode. Before we get out of here, I do want to let you know that, just like in Heroes of the Storm, we all need a little support. Not a lot. You don't want a full team of support. That's too much support. You need just a little support, the right amount of support. And if you want to support Azeroth Roundtable, the best way to do that is to go to patreon.com/AzerothRT for as little as just 2 cents a show. See what we did there? Giving us your 2 cents. See what I did? See what I did when I set it up? Also, it's 1 cent more than a penny. For as little as 2 cents a show, you can help support Azeroth Roundtable. We've already reached our first goal, and we're going to be figuring out when we're going to do an exclusive patron thing. If you are a patron of the show, I would encourage you to go there and leave us comments on what you would like your exclusive patron content to be. Because we said we would do a show, and I'm not going to lie, I don't know what that meant. So
it means we do a show, John.
If you want us to watch Captain America, Ben can watch it again. I don't know.
No. The Fantastic Four movie from like the 90s is on YouTube as well. So we can do that.
Oh, man, that sounds rough. We can do that. Patrons, let us know. If you want to let us know and you want to see it, you can become a patron too. Patreon.com/AzerothRT.
And a big thank you and shout out to all of the Patreons already, or patrons. Well, all the Patreons too. Why not?
Yeah, all of them.
Support people. But thank you very much for the support. It was mind-blowing and humbling to see that you all care. Like, big time.
And that's it. We still don't have a good sign-off for the show.
John, if my neck is very naked, or if I have keys in my pocket that need something, is there anything I can do to help those out?
Well, sure, Ben. If you have naked neck or naked keys, you can solve that by going to geekasylum.etsy.com and buying an Azeroth Roundtable necklace and keychain. That helps too.
Yay! Now we're done. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. That's the end of the show. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, I figured that'd be a good ending because we don't have a sign off. Just okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
And there, I actually stopped the recording.
You'd think in 3 years of doing this show, we would have come up with a sign off by now.
Yeah, but I think that just having no sign off is our sign off. It works. It's look, we don't have show notes anymore, John. Why would we have anything scripted at this point?
A fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Naked neck sounds sexy.
Naked
Bitch
neck.
whippy. Oh, jeez. Hey, John, guess what episode of Rick and Morty Sarah saw recently?
Get swifty.
Poop on the floor.
Best part ever.
Yeah. Oh, man. Seriously, I am actually, I'm really super happy about Legion so far. It's pretty cool.
Me too. I'm hyped. Hyped.
I don't really know why.
Hyped. Yeah, because you're cool.
No. We all know I'm not.
I apparently am. And for the reasons that I am, you should be too, because you also picked it. We agreed. We agreed on the sound music choice.
Yeah, I was actually really... Well, no, actually, I wasn't surprised by that. I think you stacked the deck, actually. Like, really cool.
I thought there were at least 2 really good ones in there.
Yeah,
there were 2 that I really liked.
If I remember correct, I want to say I liked the second one.
I think I really liked the second one. There was one, though, that you had to go like 2 minutes into it before it got to the part that I liked. And I don't remember if that was Black Vortex or not. For the chat room, I'm going to play, actually.
Oh, no. Here, let me find it.
Oh, okay.
I can pull... I should be able to play it for both of us.
Chat room, this is going to be our new intro music for the duration of Legion, unless for some reason we change it.
Do you want me to start it at the where we're doing it, or yeah, might as well for copyright reasons, I guess.
Well, it's free use.
Well, true. Okay, hold on, let me find it.
But I mean, yeah, if you want to give people a simulation of what the intro is going to sound like, maybe start where it starts. But
I don't know how loud this is going to be, so
brace yourselves.
Brace yourselves. Hold on, let me move this over here so I can actually still see the chat room in case it blows up. Okay. Are you ready, John?
I'm ready.
Like I said, it might be really loud. We'll find out. So, in 3, 2, 1.
Roundtable. I thought that was actually in it. I was like, whoa, Ben, you really inserted yourself in there, didn't you?
No. And then it'll fade out, like, like, okay. Kind of like that.
It's good. I like it. I like it.
I like it. And I am actually really sorry if that was loud. Bim, thank you for being honest.
They're all lying if they said it was loud.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a lead up I'm going to have to it because, like, part of the cool thing about the song is the lead up to that where it blows up. If you start it right there, it doesn't have that same feeling to it.
Well, do the intro part before.
I can't do the full 30 seconds. I'll find a good spot maybe 10 seconds before or so.
Yeah.
And then what I'll probably have to do is actually add some space between, them introducing and then us actually jumping in the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same philosophy as the last one, because the last one was the
mix it with Benny Hill.
So, and then people would talk, and then once the intros were done, then it went just like that. Hi, this is John Jagger from Core. You're listening to Azeroth Roundtable.
Yeah.
Starts fading really out about there. And then, hi everybody, welcome to Azeroth Roundtable.
Yeah. Hey, production meetings, live on the air.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I like it. I really like the song. It works out really well. You know what, Alessander? Our show is humorous, which is why it totally works that it's like, oh my god, it's so dramatic and intense, and why are they talking about Taco Bell?
Yeah, it also, our music is supposed to match the expansion in tone, not match our show.
Exactly. Yeah, and of the stuff that John picked out, that's the most Demon Invasion.
Yeah, we wanted something that sounded like Legion. That's what we wanted.
Yeah. Well, casual works too. I mean, either way, I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You only have to live with it for like 2 years.
Oh, no, John. They're doing, yearly expansion.
No, they aren't. And they're willing to say it now, finally. Finally, they're out there saying it's not a yearly expansion.
Okay, well, you know what? If we're doing... Where is that? Okay. If we're doing more casual and humorous, I mean, we could always just go with...
Hi, I'm John from Core.
And I'm Ben from Azeroth Roundtable. I don't know why I'm interrupting your intro.
And you're listening to Azeroth Roundtable. All right, hold on. I'm gonna send you a link to what our real new show intro should be.
Oh, okay. Is it the one that Chief Vol'jin just sent in?
No.
Okay.
Probably not. Oh no, it's gonna play if I click this. Hold on. Let me see if I can just copy the link.
Well, just turn your volume down really quick.
Just do this. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you in the Skypes.
Okay. Am I gonna have a commercial first?
Maybe.
Okay. Oh.
Oh no, I minimized and locked you. Hold on, let's fix that.
Oh.
Okay,
Thank you for not locking me. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hi everybody, this is John, Thor, and you're listening to Azeroth Roundtable.
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
It's so good.
I like that.
Um,
Okay, so I'm not going to play enough of this to hopefully like get this banned off of YouTube. But
well, here's what I'll do. YouTube audience, we'll see you later.
bye, YouTube audience.
I swear the show's over.